Hi, I'm Caroline. Thank you for joining me for this session on observing the breath. So we spend most of our days unconsciously breathing. Just breathing, it's a natural thing we do. Our bodies do it without thinking. However, bringing our awareness to our breath can encourage it to lengthen, it can encourage it to soften, and it can encourage it to be more efficient. So there's no wrong or right way to breathe, no good or bad way to breathe. I like to think of it as an efficient way to breathe. Every single cell in our body needs oxygen. Every single body system, so the respiratory system, the cardiovascular system, lymphatic system, all the different systems in the body need an efficient breath, as they all rely on oxygen to work efficiently. So today we're going to work through a simple breathing observation, bringing our consciousness to our breath, our awareness to our breath, to encourage it to maybe slow a little, to lengthen, and therefore nurture and nourish our body and our mind. You can do this practice sitting, seated in a chair, ideally in a firm chair with the feet grounded and parallel. You can do this sitting on your yoga mat if you have one, sitting with a little bit of height. I'm going to practice it and teach it lying down with my knees bent. It feels really supportive and grounded, and just ensure that you're warm for this practice as there isn't much movement at all. So coming to your preferred position. And if you're coming to lying down with the knees bent, just ensuring you feel grounded. So you can take your feet away from you a little to allow the lower back a bit more support. And you may want to bring the heels in, and that will bring a little bit more of a natural curve to the lumbar spine. So making sure the back feel comfortable. Ensuring the feet are parallel, toes are pointing forwards, and to begin with, bringing the hands towards the belly. Softening the shoulders, and then either softening the gaze or closing the eyes. Breathing in and out through the nose, if that's possible today. So this is the most efficient way to breathe in and out through our nose. Our mouth is considered our backup for when we have a cold or maybe an allergy, we're still able to breathe through our mouth. As the breath enters the nose, the blood vessels on the inside of the nose gently warm the breath, allowing the breath to be warm for the lungs to receive. And you have the fine hairs in the nose as well, and that helps filter the air to encourage a lovely clean breath to enter the lungs. So to begin with, noticing where you can feel the breath moving to, which parts of the body move as you breathe in and breathe out. Trying to keep the mind and the breath, so using the breath as an anchor, our minds naturally wander off, still focusing on where the breath is moving to. Then maybe bringing your awareness to the origin of the breath. So as you breathe in, where does the breath start? Do you feel the starting point in the belly? Maybe it's in the lungs and the ribcage, maybe it's the upper chest. But once again, just bringing awareness here. So as we consciously breathe and do our breath awareness practice, we're doing this without any judgment. We're not judging how we're breathing, just noticing. I'm beginning to notice the texture of the breath. Does it feel smooth? Does it feel interrupted or sort of jagged? And then becoming aware of the inhalation and the exhalation and the length of them. So maybe you notice the inhalation is a little longer than the exhalation, or maybe it's the other way around, or maybe they feel even. You can maybe feel this, notice it, or actually count it in your head. And then starting to notice if anything's changing as you bring your awareness to the breath. Maybe it's feeling longer. Maybe it's feeling shorter. Maybe it's feeling smoother. Has anything changed with the length of the inhalation and the exhalation? Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly, maybe. The rise and the fall of the rib cage. Take gently 3 ocean breaths to finish our breath awareness practice. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth, very softly, almost like the sound of the sea, in your own time, working with your own breathing rhythm. If you're lying on your back, gently rolling onto your right hand side. Taking your time to use your hands to push yourself up to sitting. If you're in a seated position with the eyes closed, gently tucking the chin, opening the eyes, and bringing the head back up to center. So just taking those few moments to consciously breathe. It can feel quite hard if there's nothing to achieve, there's nothing you're working towards with a breathing exercise like that. But bringing our awareness to our breath, so consciously breathing, can really help us notice what's happening in our body. It can help us lengthen the breath a little bit more, bring some length and space, and become aware of how the breath affects maybe how we feel and how it can nurture and support each of our body systems. So consciously breathing in a very simple way, noticing the breath. Please do comment below if you have any questions. I'm always around to answer them. And I hope you enjoyed this simple conscious awareness breathing exercise. I'm Caroline. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to bring my hands together in Anjali Mudra to join both halves of the body together to seal our practice. Feel free to join me. I'm going to take my hands up to my forehead to remind us to have kind thoughts, to my lips to remind us to have kind words, and back down to my heart center to remind us to have kind actions. Om Shanti.